Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Abyss run where this time we're going to be trying out a Clorinde team who obviously is on banner right now in the first half, and then on the second half we'll be running a dual DPS team of AYATO and MAVUIKA. If you know anything about me, you know that I absolutely love AYATO teams. I upload them quite a lot for whatever reason. But, you know, today I think it's time to carry on that tradition and trying out something new. So we're going to be playing AYATO alongside furina, xilonen, and finally MAVUIKA, obviously to make the dual DPS team. Wait, I just put Mualani instead of furina. Okay, a brain fart moment, give me a second. Okay, they were right next to each other. Anyway, with that blunder out the way, let's move right into the run. Alright, and here we are in the first chamber, and we do actually get ourselves a crit buff, which will be pretty handy for both sides. Now we are just going to start off here by applying a little bit of Electro so that we can get our little buff from Chevreuse, making sure we hold down the skill, because like I said before, I got ripped into for pressing skill instead of holding it, so I will not be making that mistake again. And there we go, we are already on to the second part of this. Now, I did try this earlier with a Aggravate team, but I'm gonna be real, the Overload team right now just feels a bit better. If you do the Overload team with MAVUIKA, then it will feel even better. I did that 2 showcases ago, although obviously we're using MAVUIKA on our other half with AYATO, that's the main point of this. So, yeah. And also, the nice thing is, obviously, we can apply Pyro here, which will make this boss fight much easier. You know, we are doing some decent damage here. Now, the annoying thing is just how it's making me fly up right now, because it's wasting a little bit of our rotation. Now, the thing is, I don't think we're actually getting all too many overloads on Chevreuse if we're using Xiangling's ultimate. Especially because I have her C4, which increases its duration, which, you know, is not ideal for us, but I guess we gotta do what we gotta do. Not much we can change about that. That's just how the team plays. Okay, this guy keeps spinning. Now, the nice thing there is that we can actually get a very satisfying shot off right there on our Chevreuse on this big guy, and he is about to go down right about now. Okay, there we go. And we finished with about 87 seconds left, which, considering the fact that we're using 3 4-stars, is actually pretty decent. Anyway, also our Chevreuse is only C1. And fischl is in C6 either. Okay, anyway, with that out of the way, let's just clear this real quick, and now we can move to our AYATO right here. We're doing actually some pretty decent damage, obviously between furina's damage, AYATO's damage, and then AYATO also enabling MAVUIKA to vape. That's actually what kind of makes this team so good. Now, we just need to get rid of a lot of cryo shield here. And, okay, there we go. Now, honestly, just because we can get our ult back on MAVUIKA easily. I don't mind using her ult there just to get rid of more of the pyro. Okay, now we set up our rotation once again, and we should be able to get our ult back on MAVUIKA. Okay, never mind. So we are just going to switch into our AYATO. Again, we're doing between 10 and 20k, I would say. Between 10 and 60 more specifically. And then MAVUIKA is vaping for anywhere from 40 to 50k, and then hitting 360k on her ultimate, which is pretty damn big, and we're actually going to clear this pretty damn fast as well. Just slightly over a minute, but yeah, because of the furina buff and the xilonen buff, AYATO's doing some decent damage, and then also enabling MAVUIKA to vape, so you know, these two actually work really well together. AYATO just in this team does a decent amount of damage. You know, obviously AYATO will never do insane carry damage, but it's enough damage, and it also allows MAVUIKA to vape. With that being said, let's move on to the second chamber. Alright, and now it is second chamber time. We actually got ourselves an attack buff, which once again helps out both halves. Now we're just going to do the same thing here, going into a Clorinde ult, into Chevreuse. This will also help Xiangling get her ultimate, and she is on Fav right now as well. So we should be getting her ult up fairly often, and there's just so many damage numbers going on right now. They should... okay, yeah, they've basically all gone down. If we use a Chevreuse ult, there we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a basic attack on fischl, hold skill into Xiangling, ultimate, doesn't funnel anything, unfortunately. I did not mean to fischl ult there, whoops. Okay, slightly messed it up, but it's not too bad either way. We dodged that hit, which is nice, and we dodged that one as well, so we're doing decent HP-wise right now, which is quite important because, I mean, Chevreuse does have some healing, but it's not like an insane amount of healing or anything. Okay, using all these ults gives us some iframe opportunity, so we don't take too much damage here either. Okay, we can tank this just about. You know, it would be nice if you had the shielder here. You can play Toma instead of Xiangling, which I actually would do. Like, I would prefer that. But the issue is that I just don't have a leveled up Toma. And okay, this guy is down, so we can go back into our rotation. Now, it's not a perfect rotation. We don't have all of our setup. I don't even think we have the chevreuse buff because I hit the ball instead of the enemy. Okay, now we hold skill, Xiangling, alt, funnel, a little bit of extra energy into Xiangling, fischl alt, and Clorinde alt, and we clear in. Okay, this is annoying. I don't know why he gets his second form up so quickly. That seems a bit BS to me. So we are just going to switch into chevreuse so that we can tank a little bit here. There we go. Oh, we actually managed to perfectly dodge it. Okay, so that was unnecessary. That did slow us down by about an extra 15 seconds. So we took 105 seconds instead of 90, which was the goal. But we should be able to clear this off pretty well either way. You know, obviously, xilonen here is going to count as doing quite a lot of nice damage. We don't want to die here. That's quite important. Okay, now we switch into our AYATO. MAVUIKA should be dealing some nice little line damage from off-field, and then AYATO does a fair few slashes as well. So we should be able to take this guy out fairly quick. Now we can actually set up a big MAVUIKA ult here. Skill, there we go, into an ult. He should have Hydro on him, 413k. Very, very nice. Now, of course, this is buffed by the Abyss Blessing. AYATO would probably see more field time if it wasn't for the massive 40% Night Soul damage increase. But, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like the way that Hoyoverse is designing some of these Abyss buffs. They're just way too specific, like the fact that one's Pyro normal attacks and the fact that obviously Night Soul line damage, which is clearly meant for Arlecchino and MAVUIKA. But, you know, what can we do anyway? This guy goes down and we can now probably take him out. Once again, over 400k. Thanks to MAVUIKA's ultimate. And although AYATO didn't see a lot of field time there, I mean, we just weren't doing a lot of damage here. It was just mainly taking out the Night Soul shield. So it isn't the best showcase, but we got to move on to Chamber 3, and I will see you guys in a second. Alright, and finally we are on to the third chamber, and we do actually get ourselves a skill buff here. Now we are going to do the same thing, where we go for an overload reaction into funneling Xiangling's ultimate, although technically we actually didn't need to do that, because this guy will refund all of our energy later on. Anyway, the reason why we want to proc Xiangling's ultimate there is just because it will deal a lot of instances of elemental damage to take out the Vibe's shield quicker, which we very much managed to do, because we absolutely destroyed that right there. Going into a Clorinde ultimate into a Xiangling ult, back to our Clorinde. And this guy goes down relatively quickly, and now we can keep on DPSing this guy just a little bit. And funnel Xiangling once again. She's not going to get her ult back. That's a lost cause. So we're just going to move on to our Clorinde's ultimate. And now we can go back into Clorinde after, there we go, getting an overload shot off, and we should be able to take him down in this rotation. That way, you know, we did basically 1.5 rotations instead of 2 whole rotations on this guy. Okay, there we go. We cleared that in about a minute, and now we have some time to take out the very annoying boss, whose shield I hate very much. Okay, we are doing some instances of damage off field with MAVUIKA. The question is it going to be enough? Do some motorcycle hits? I think... what happened there? It feels like it both worked and it didn't, because it didn't do the damage, but it also didn't go into a weakened form. I am so confused. I don't think it counts as having finished it, so I think this guy will have bigger resistances, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, yeah, his resistances definitely did increase, which is why we're seeing lower damage numbers from myself right there. But like I said, AYATO, just good consistent damage, enabling MAVUIKA to do some big damage off field. This is very much a dual carry team, I would say, because MAVUIKA front loads her damage, and then AYATO does okay damage and also enables MAVUIKA a lot. So yeah, I actually do. There's a lot of AYATO teams that I really like, to be honest. I like the Aurora and xilonen version. I like the triple Hydro plus xilonen, or the triple Hydro plus Kazuha. I do prefer the xilonen variant though. And we're also about to, okay, don't die. You know what? Honestly, if we wanted to, we could just kill off most of our characters here. But you know what? I'm just gonna finish it off with AYATO. And there we goes. Had no problems clearing any of the chambers with our AYATO team. We did a pretty good job there. And with that being said, let's move on to some final thoughts, character builds, and the outro. Well, I'd say AYATO probably did pretty well there. I think I probably prefer the mono hydro teams, although I'd say I also like this team more than the electro charge variant with Auroran and xilonen. So yeah, overall, very happy with the team's performance, and I mean, Clorinde's performance was just fine, so if you're wondering whether you should pick her up on banner, I would say she's probably the best electro DPS in the game. I'd say actually by far, especially if you play the MAVUIKA team. You can go back 2 runs ago to see how well that played, but I enjoy that a lot. Anyway, when it comes to our character builds right now, AYATO is on 6 crit, 212 crit damage, although this gets plus 26 from martial skills, so this is actually 100, 212. Weapons, we do have the black sword, although you could swap this out for a black cliff, or if you're playing a shielder like a Sitlali, you could go for this event weapon, wherever it is, there you go, which gives you a little bit extra crit rate. That will be 16% crit rate at R5, and also normal and charge attack damage. So yeah, if you have Sitlali, definitely worth playing her with AYATO if you don't want to use, for example, a xilonen. When it comes to artifacts as well, like I said, Martial Sage, just kind of a standard build. Hydro Goblet is kind of trash, but it is what it is. C0 and then 2 10-10 talents for our furina, 2 9-10 talents, 64, 207, 168 on a R1 Fav Sword, Golden Troop built like normal, HP crit, C0 with 2 9-10 talents, xilonen, 2.2k defense, 42% crit rate, 222 ER, more than she needs, but who cares. Little Fav Sword over there, not fully leveled because we don't really need all the ER. Defense, and healing bonus, so that her ult can heal us a little bit more. I think it actually gives you more than if you go free defense. Skill level 10 and then ult level 8. For our MAVUIKA right now, 43 crit goes up to 83, 212 crit damage, 296 EM on a Wolf's Gravestone R1. You could go for an EM event weapon, but I don't have one leveled, and also that might be less relatable for some people. And or you could go for like a Black Cliff as well, also gets the job done. For artifact sets, Obsidian Codex, the obviously EM timepiece. I do have an attack one which has better substats, but I just rather run her on EM if we're going to be vaping all our hits. I'd say that's more important in this team. Power damage, obviously, and then crit damage. C0 once again, and then 1 6 10 talents. Could go to like level 8, but I don't want to use too many Dream Solvents. For our Clorinde, 2k attack, 58% crit, goes up to 78 thanks to her passive, 207 crit damage. No EM, but that's fine. Actually, we would rather have a little bit of EM, but you know, you just need better subsets for that. R5, Finale of the Deep. Just on the Harmonic Whimsy set, attack timepiece, electro, and then crit damage. C0 with 1 10-10 talents, and then for our where do we need to go next? Chevreuse, there we go. 35k HP, 145 ER, 41 crit rate. Favlance, level 60, could be higher, but it is what it is. Noblesse, 4-piece set for the extra attack. C1 and 181 talents. For our fischl, 235 EM, 75 crit, 116 crit damage, 141 ER with 1.4k attack. Stringless, R2, level 80, Golden Troop, current best in artifact set. And then for our constellation, C5, so just one of C6, which would be a nice increase. 111, 8 talents. And then finally, our xiangling on 128 EM, a little bit of attack, 56 crit, 127 crit damage, 246 ER, as well as a Fav Lance on there, which gives our entire team some nice particles. Emblem, obviously, what else would you put xiangling on? And then she is C6 and 1411 talents. So yeah, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time. See ya.